Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. All eyes on Powell's Jackson Hole speech, and U.S. claims numbers analysis. http ntvforex.com News ID 95EC508272024 55:34 AM. The absence of negative drivers, as well as optimism over what is coming from the start of today's Jackson Hole Online Symposium, saw U.S. markets post more new record highs yesterday, as well as seeing gold finish the day strongly higher as well. Asia markets have had an altogether more mixed session, with oil prices slightly firmer as the industry prepares for significant disruption from Hurricane Laura in the Gulf of Mexico. A fairly decent set of U.S. durable goods numbers for July helped underpin the positive mood, and looks set to see some positive spill over to markets here in Europe, ahead of today's keenly anticipated speech by Fed Chair Jay Powell, where there is some speculation that he could well explore or hint at a new policy of 8, or average inflation targeting. This means that central bank policymakers would be prepared to tolerate prices rising above 2% for periods of time to compensate for other periods of time when inflation is running below target. He is also likely to ram home the message from his previous press conference that the recovery still largely depends on the virus, and the Fed remains ready to do whatever is necessary to support the economy. At the risk of coming across as rather glib, I am not altogether sure how this is any different to what central banks have been doing for the past 12 years, and appears to come across as rather desperate. The Bank of England has been doing this for the past 12 years with very little success, and just because we could get an official recognition that this is where central bank policy is now leaning, the bigger question remains as to whether it is likely to make much difference at all. If anything, it comes across as shuffling the deckchairs, at a time when the Fed's room for policy maneuver is somewhat limited in the absence of further fiscal measures from U.S. politicians. The Fed may well be able to anchor market expectations about its inflation targeting, however we already know from the Bank of England's experience of the last 12 years, when it let inflation roar up to 5%, without nudging rates up, that it is easier to say than it is to do. As such, this could well be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of move as we head towards the weekend. On the data front, we'll also be getting the latest revision to US Q2 GDP, which could well be revised up from the current 32.9%, with the possibility that the sharpness of the rebound in May and June could see an upward revision to the latest numbers, with expectations of a modest improvement to 32.6%. Of more interest will be the latest weekly jobless claims numbers after last week's, not entirely unexpected jump from 963K to 1.1M claims. This could well have been the first indication of the damage done by the sudden ending of the $600 a week enhanced unemployment benefits package, which stopped at the end of July. The brief fall below 1M weekly claims, along with new record highs for stock markets, may have given rise to some complacency amongst out-of-touch U.S. politicians. If we see another sharp rise in claims in this today's numbers, the pressure to pass a new stimulus package is only likely to intensify, especially if stock markets start to look a little top-heavy, which in some cases is starting to look to be the case. NBSP 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 EUR USD NBSP still feels like it wants to head back towards the neckline support around the 1.1700 area. Currently we have resistance at 1.1880, and the recent highs at January 1960. A break below 1.1680 targets the 1.1500 area. NBSP GBP USD. The pound has continued to find support above the trend line from August 7 lows at 1.3030, after last week's push to the 1.3270 area. A move above the 1.3270 area could well open up a move towards 1.3350. NBSP. A break below 1.2980 opens up the prospect of a move towards the 1.2770 area. EUR GBP. A break below the recent lows at the 100-day MA and the 0.894050 area has the potential to open up a move towards the 0.8870 area. The euro needs to push back above the 0.9080 level to target the 0.9130 area. USD JPY slipped back from the 50-day MA yesterday at 106.20 and could well see a return to the 105.00 area in the short term. A move through the 106.30 area targets the 107.20 area seen earlier this month. FTSE 100 is expected to open 5 points higher at 6,050. DAX is expected to open 10 points higher at 13,200. CAC 40 is expected to open 2 points higher at 5,050. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://m.me/mt5.expert.advisors.